Hi everyone, welcome back to Bitcoingem channel. I hope you all are doing great. This is the first video of 2026, and in this video I will tell you my plans about Bitcoin, what I see are the potential levels for Bitcoin for this whole year. So I hope you find this video valuable. First, we will look at the daily chart for Bitcoin. So in the short term, currently you can see that Bitcoin is bouncing well, and the current three levels that I see on daily are these three levels for Bitcoin. As long as Bitcoin consolidates above 90 to 300, as long as Bitcoin can get daily closings above 90 to 300, I see it going and retesting this zone of 101,500. Okay, so as long as this holds as support, I see Bitcoin going and retesting 101,500. But if at all we start losing this support on daily and start consolidating below it, then I see it going all the way down back to the recent low of 80,300. So these are the current levels that I see for Bitcoin on the daily chart. So you can take these levels as a midterm trading plan for the next few weeks to a month or so, where Bitcoin can keep trading in this range or in this range or this entire range if we get some good volatility. So these are important ranges for Bitcoin in my opinion in the immediate midterm, that is for the next 1 or 2 months. If at all Bitcoin can start getting daily closing above 101,500, then we will talk about levels above that. Or else if at all Bitcoin loses 80,000 for good, then we can talk about levels below. Until then, these are the important levels if you're looking for the next 1 or 2 months. Now, when we look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, this is something very important for 2026 for me, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. I see these three levels for Bitcoin on the weekly chart. For me, the after the yearly closing, the most important level is at around $90,000 region. So if Bitcoin can flip this back into support on the weekly. Now, when I talk about weekly, I am talking about multiple weekly closings above it. As you can see over here, I require multiple weekly closings when I'm talking about weekly chart. So if Bitcoin can start getting weekly closing about this 91K region, then I see it going all the way up and creating a new all-time high at around 131K. This is the zone that I think if we hold this 90 to 91K region. Okay, this zone is important on the weekly chart in my opinion. If Bitcoin, which currently is trading above it, but we want some weekly closings above it, then I think we can go for that. That's the level, ultimate level, if we start flipping this into support. But if at all we keep rejecting it and we start getting multiple weekly closings below 90K, then I see it going all the way down to 55, 56K region over here. So again, these are macro levels, two important macro levels that I see for Bitcoin, which are potentially tagged this year. Okay. So these are important zones. Now, again, when I say macro, I don't mean that it will happen immediately and there is no single way to go up or down. There'll be multiple supports and resistance on the way. But overall, when I look at this weekly chart, what you can see, one thing is very clear that this parabolic trend that Bitcoin had begun since September of 2023 over here, this trend has broken, but Bitcoin is still respecting the overall trend of higher highs and higher lows. So this low of 75, 76K on weekly is still protected. And so let's assume that this trend is broken and now Bitcoin is in a bearish overall structure. Then also something like this can happen where it can bounce back to 108, 109K and then go for the retest of 55, 56K. So what I mean is once we flip 90, 91K, I do see a potential of tagging 131K, but that would not be in a straight line. There is a potential resistance at 109K, and that can act as a big resistance. Where if we get rejected, then there is a full possibility of it coming back to 90, 91K, and this time it might not hold and we go back all the way to 55, 56K. Similarly, I don't see directly going to 55, 56K because there is also potential support over here at around 70, 70, 69, 70K. So let's say that for some reason we get a correction all the way down to 69, 60, 70K, and then we get some kind of a reset bounce all the way to a new all-time high. This is also possible. So don't take it literally. There are multiple supports and resistances on the way. But for me, the most important zones are these three zones of, let me just highlight this interim resistance by something else so that, yeah, I'm highlighting it in dashed lines. So for me, the important zones on weekly are, one is 90, 90, $91,000 region. This is a macro important zone for me. As long as Bitcoin stays above it, there is a full potential probability where it can go for a new all-time high. Okay, there is a probability. Whether it will happen or not, that depends on actual trading ranges or what market offers us. There is also a potential that it can go and retest this trend line and confirm it as rejection, as resistance, and then starts correcting heavily. So nothing is, what do you say, in black and white, or don't take it literally, but this should help you to make a trading plan, a trading range in the beginning of the year. This is what I do. If Bitcoin stays above 90, 91K, I would be cautiously bullish, and 109K region would be my checkpoint. And if and at all we go there, and if we are able to break it and flip it into support, then obviously my next target would be 131K. And it's not necessary that we go there. We might not even bounce so hard and we start correcting, and that would be a sign that this bounce was weak. But I would still remain cautiously bullish as long as 90, 91K holds. If 90, 91K loses support on weekly, then I would be definitely cautiously bearish. Okay. But I would be fluid in my uh, overall narration, overall bias, because eventually I see that wherever Bitcoin creates support, it will again go for a good bounce, in my opinion. So I'm macro bullish on Bitcoin, just to be just to be uh, clear about it, that I'm macro bullish, but doesn't mean that I don't see it going to 55, 56K, or if it wants to go even lower. But these are currently the important levels that I see when I open the weekly chart after the yearly close. So I hope you understand the context of this video. These are current zones in my opinion. If there are any changes, I will again update on my Twitter, or if possible, I will make a YouTube video. So I hope you find this video valuable. Thank you very much. Keep coming back for new videos. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.